This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The Caribbean Football Union's Under-17 Boys Tournament is underway at the Roscoe Davies Pitch, and those of you who haven't done so as yet are encouraged to get your tickets.
Ticket sales are going very well. We've invited all of the local clubs to come out, and they've been getting groups that they're selling back to the clubs. We want everyone to know that we're located on number 14 Rosetta Street, which is just across from Colleen Insurance, so you can come there and pick up your tickets for the games. Tickets are $5 for each game day. So you can come on down and you can pick up your tickets from us anytime between 9 and 3 daily. You can get tickets, and if you can't make it to the office to pick up your tickets, know sure that the tickets will be available at game day at our gates.
The opening ceremony for the 20th Commonwealth Games took place earlier today in Glasgow, Scotland. Swimmer Ariana Vanderpool Wallace was chosen by her peers to carry the Bahamian flag into the stadium. The Bahamas will get into competition early tomorrow morning with swimming and judo. Now, one of the final disciplines the Bahamas will compete in at the Commonwealth Games is athletics. The B3s have been in a wait-and-see situation in regards to whether or not all their listed athletes will be able to compete. And tonight, there is some good news. Kelsey Johnson has the story.
The Bahamas Olympic Committee was able to get all the athletes approved to compete in the 20th Commonwealth Games taking place in Glasgow, Scotland. Persons like Levan Superman Sands, Andretti Bain, Crystal Bodie, Tashawn Adderley, Demetria Edgecombe, and Dennis Bain got the nod on Monday. The late approvals now bring the count for athletics to 34.
The Olympic Association indicated they were faced with some quota constraints, and so at the end of the day, they were attempting to limit the number of athletes that they wanted to carry. And of course, we as a federation took exception to that in a very nice, amicable discussion that we had, and we were able to resolve the differences by a mutual agreement. And so that may have contributed to the BOC taking the time that it did to release the names.
The Bahamas will be represented in 6 disciplines. The athletic squad is the biggest. Competition for them will start July 27th and run through August 2nd.
This Commonwealth Games team is probably one of the strongest teams that we would have felt and have feel in a very long time, particularly as relate to the sprints. I mean, the sprints are becoming more and more dominant force. When you look at the men in the 100 meters, we've got 4 young men for the first time in the history of our sport, to my knowledge, running 10-2 or better. So that augurs well for the individual sprints, and it augurs well for 4x1 relay potential in the men's division, which has not been one of our strengths in recent years. You look at our 400-meter runners, you look at our women's 400-meter women, even the potential for women's 4x4 relay team.
Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
All right, thanks a lot, Kelsey. Well, the Bahamas Global Sports Foundation's Top 50 Basketball Camp and International Coaches Course is finally upon us, and it all gets underway tomorrow morning.
The kids go through an educational session about the NCAA in the morning at Atlantis. The same time the clinic is going on, they will be in another room going through the NCAA certification, educational stuff that the NCAA requires them to know. So that's going to be a part of the session, and everybody that's a part of the top 50 must participate in that part of the program, else they won't be allowed to take the court when the scouts are here and in the gymnasia at D.W. Davis. And then the workout session actually starts at D.W. Davis at 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon.
The benefits are extraordinary. It's making you excellent. It's helping coaches and parents be better coaches, to train their student athletes, to be better students academically, to be better student athletes, prepare them really to have an opportunity to get a scholarship to go to the university level, Division I. I mean, that's what it's all about.
At San Jacinto Junior College, I had Craig Walking that played for us there, and there's been numerous good basketball players, Lyndon Rose and Michael Thompson and Rick Fox, and trust me, we just got through doing 2 camps this morning, and there's some other Lyndon Roses and Rick Foxes and those guys, Michaels, that are out there, and they're being developed now by coaches that are here in the States, and state coaches coming over to help, and there's always been a tremendous amount of athletic ability. There's always been a lot of good players come out of the Bahamas, and now we need to showcase it.
Also from the hoops beat, the Bahamas Basketball Federation continued the festivities for its Top 40 week this morning with the courtesy call on Governor General Dame Marguerite Pinley. The week of activities will culminate tomorrow night with a gala event at the John Watling Distillery, and at that time the top 40 Bahamian players will be revealed.
It's more than a cross-cultural situation, because when you think about honoring the 40 greatest in the history for the 60s, the 70s, and 80s, there's only one other thing that's happening in the country that's similar to this. This is the National Hall of Fame. And I congratulate the president. I think it's a wonderful idea. Well, he admitted that he didn't even think it would mushroom the way it is mushrooming. But this thing is just so big. It's gone all over the world, really. Michael Thompson from LA has agreed to come and be a special guest. You have the Houston community, because Cecil Rose could be done in his memory. You know, our great basketball player, he died recently. So this is another dimension that's going to be so fantastic.
The 2014 All-Abaco Regatta is scheduled to get underway tomorrow and run through Saturday, but those plans have been put on hold.
It's a very hard pill to swallow, but in the interest of the economy and the people, because of we've had bad blood in the last time, which was some 5 years ago or so, we don't want to get ourselves in any situation where we can't bail ourselves out. So it was a collective effort, and we made it a point that we won't move on with the regatta, the ABC, the big adults boat, until next year. And we found, what we're doing in our investigation, we found out too that there is another regatta there, but it's not a Bahamian regatta. So to compete with them and the sponsors, and because they have already been going on for so long, I guess most of the sponsors have flocked to them for the time being. But we will be doing a lot of events leading up to next year, from boat cruises to food festivals to stakeouts, dances, etc.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight continues after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.